Bright and early, 6:30 a.m. Here we are. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, one behind the alley over there on the other side of the road, on the other side of this neighborhood over here. Our hometown neighborhood, as it were. Gonna knock out these bushes here real quick first. One of the things about battery-powered equipment is you can start virtually anytime you want, due to the fact that the equipment operating noise level of the battery-powered trimmers and edger and whatnot are below the decibel threshold for quiet hours. So whereas normally we would be limited to a starting time of 7 a.m. for a residential area, that is not the case. That is not the case today. Today we can start now. Start as soon as we want to, as soon as there's enough daylight, realistically. It's one big advantage in this setup here. A little bit out of control, but that'll be all right. This side, we got some on the other side as well. Time to play. Beautiful. That came out really nice. It's about 9:25. Just now leaving the neighborhood. Ooh. Gonna do a quick drive by my other houses that we just mowed real quick. Let y'all see little action here. I don't recommend recording and driving usually, but we're only going to this little corner here, so there's those two and the third one right there. On to the next one. Quick little crepe myrtle trim up here. This is one of our weekly mows. The one right after the one we were just at. I was able to get the front yard cut as usual. Unfortunately, I was prevented from doing the back due to the puppers being out back and the normal way I let him out, or should say the normal way I lock him in with that little slide door, I was not able to find it. So needless to say, we're just gonna clean up these little branches we just clipped here, then get the blower out and call that a job. few more. It looks real nice. A lot of upward growth. Kept the canopy intact. And we cut off the low-hanging branches. Now it looks really good. This is one of the only trees I will trim. Something like this, you know, a little crepe myrtle, closer to the ground, away from houses. That's the biggest thing. Don't want to trim anything near the houses. You got to have special tree insurance to do that right, and I don't have it. Doesn't make sense to have it as a solo operator. So, all right, gonna get the blower here. Go up the sidewalks. Problem if I knew where that cover was. on to the next one. So I lied. Ended up able to do that backyard after all, fortunately. Get some AC going here. It's getting warm. It's gonna be a pretty humid, hot week, they say, so I'm doing my best to stay hydrated.
You never know what you're gonna
I'll turn that off so I don't get playing music here. We're gonna do some driving footage here. Don't tell my wife. Don't matter, as long as I'm not looking at the camera, it don't matter. Anyway, yeah. So the client came home or called me, he called me just as I was about to leave, and luckily he told me where that cover part was, so I was able to get the cover put on there so that little dog would stay inside the house. He's a good little dog. He's not gonna hurt me or anything, but still, you can't take chances with somebody's pet like that, Oh, there we go. Wedge this camera here behind the toolbox so it doesn't move around. All right, we're not going too far for the last two here. It's about 10:45 right now, and so it's starting to get really hot for the day. We got two more lawns to cut. Luckily, they're right across the street from each other, and one of them's only a front yard, so it won't be bad at all. It's just got a ton of Dallas grass in the front, so I have to cut that down with the weed eater before I mow it, which is a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. And the other one's just, a bi-weekly that's got some pretty thick St. Augustine, so it's a little bit of work weed eating that one, but it's not a big deal. The fact that they're right across the street from each other is really, really good. I'm blessed to have these properties. The gentleman I just did, whose yard I just did, he actually owns one of these houses. It's one of his rent houses that I work for, so he's got about half a dozen or so rent houses. I only work for two of them though currently, so I'm fine with that. It's not a huge deal, not a big deal. Here we are in front of R.L. Turner High School, right here at Fike Road. This is the Fike Road here is the Carrollton border, as they call it. This is the border between Carrollton and Farmers Branch that I always mention in some of my videos. Man, have I mentioned how good it is to have AC in the truck? I just love having AC in this truck. I mean, can't beat that. 35-year-old truck and the AC still works great. I couldn't ask for more than that, It's one of these things, in America you take for granted, air conditioning. We need it. We definitely need it. Especially in Texas. Alright, let's go, guy. There we go. It's okay, I'm not watching the camera, so we're good. I'm not breaking any laws. Or am I? I don't know. I don't know how that works anymore, honestly. I see people texting and driving all the time, playing video games on their phone while they're driving, doing their hair while they're driving. Who knows? Who even knows anymore? I don't know. I'm not terribly worried about it, to be honest. It don't matter. It don't make a shit, as the old expression goes. As long as you get to your destination all right and don't kill anybody in the way on the way there, I guess. Anyway. Oh, yep. We're coming around here to good old School Road. I guess they call it School Road because there's a high school right there, and there's place called Perry Middle School, just about a half a mile away from here too, on the other way. So, yeah, it's part of the community. I didn't actually go to these schools. My mother went to R.L. Turner High School for a couple years back in the 70s, a long time ago. I didn't actually go to any of these schools though, so I don't necessarily have any loyalty to them. So, all right, we're right here at 1823 and 1824. That's the bi-weekly. That's the front yard only. So, time to get it. Oh, wow. Done and done. And done. Not far from accurate. Oh man, let's get this air going. Jiminy Christmas. I ran out of water on this one, but it's okay. I had just enough. I'm just now done with my water, so it's a good thing that I'm done for the lawns for the morning. The afternoon, I have some bed cleanouts over in Mercer Crossing to do. Oh, I better unlock this real quick. Oh, nice shot of my beautiful gauge cluster here. Oh, maybe not. All right. Unlock this thing so that my batteries can cool down. Put these two dead ones in here as well. Left in the bottom here. Somebody's been texting me all the last few minutes, but I don't care. I do not care. We're going to get out of there. We're going to go back to the shop now. Give you all the drive tour with me here. Oh, I'm probably going to take some shit for this from my wife, but it's alright. I'm not looking at the camera, so it's not a big deal. The camera's just filming my drive, so it'd be like if I had a dash cam. Oh man, it was a good day. We got seven properties mowed and some bushes trimmed at the first property we mowed, and knocked out trimmed that little crepe myrtle up at the house right before these two. So needless to say, it was a pretty good morning. All right, come on. The Carrollton border has a lot of cars. The roads have a lot of cars parked through here for whatever reason. I was gonna fill up my water bottle with some water from their hose, the last person, but that water smelled funny and tasted kind of like rotten eggs. I don't know why. I didn't drink none of it. I spit it out. It's kind of weird. I've never had that happen before from tap water. I know tap water ain't the greatest tasting, but I've never had it taste like this before, so screw it. Threw it out. Poured it out and poured it all over my head, and just used the hose to soak my head so I'm not too hot. Cooled me down quite a bit so that I could finish up there. All right. Yellow light. Hey, we're gonna make it. Excellent. Not too long of a drive here to get back to the house. This is Church Row over here on the right, or on the left, I'm sorry. Right over here. Coming up on St. Andrew's Church over here. church that we mow. We'll be due to mow that here this week. Probably go over there Thursday afternoon and cut the field with Nicodemus and do the weed eating while we're at it. Friday morning, mow the rest of the grounds of the property, and it'll be good. Over here is the, on the right here is the dog park where we go just about every night, except for Monday when they're closed. And there's a skate park over here, pretty cool. The rec center and the pool are connected to that as well as the indoor pool. So that's where I go 3 times a week to work out and swim and just recover after the work day. Was going there 5 days a week, or 6 days a week actually, before I started, before all my mowing started back up completely. So can't really do it Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's really not feasible to do, unfortunately. But usually Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, still able to make it over there, luckily. See if I can get around this 18-wheeler. There we go. Use that 350 power. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Get that 350. 35-year-old 350. It doesn't have as much power as people think it did, you know, back in the day. It's a very torquey engine. It's got a lot of torque, but it's really not a lot of horsepower. It does really good pulling and loaded down with all the mowers and whatnot. It does really good, but it's not fast by any means. It's not going to win any races, that's for sure. Hope y'all enjoyed this day today. Just kind of giving y'all a little, everybody a little kind of tour of how a typical day goes, you know, with me riding around here. You know, I'm not doing as much, showing as much of me working footage today necessarily. Just some driving around after the fact footage, you know. This afternoon, yeah, we might get a little bit in this afternoon. We'll see. I don't know. I'm going out to Mercer Crossing is where we go in the afternoon. So that's where I do. I mow that area on. That area gets mowed on Thursday morning. Right now, mid-morning-ish. Was afternoon on Thursday, but that area is pretty intense to mow on an afternoon when it's 100 degrees. There's those houses are relatively new, within the last 5 or 6 years developed, and there's not a lot of shade, unfortunately, and you know, it's not something I really not something I want to do in the afternoon right now. So I've been going out there mid-morning, and clients are okay with that. They don't. Most of them aren't even home when I'm there, so they don't care. That's kind of a high-end neighborhood around here. It's there's a lot of people from California and, you know, Pennsylvania and other Massachusetts, you know, other parts of the country, even Spain and, you know, Portugal and just other parts of the world really live there, you know. So it's a pretty cool neighborhood to work in. It's one of my favorite places to do work. It's just the fact that there's, you know, not a lot of shade, so when it gets hot, it gets really hot, you know. There's not much of a respite you have from between jobs there, especially when, you know, back in the day when I had 1 or 2 over there, it wasn't a problem at all to go out there in the 100 degrees and mow easy. But now I have 6 properties over there, you know. Used to have 7, but we currently have 6. I don't know what this guy's doing. What are you doing, son? Are you parking or are you going? I don't know. You clown people around here don't know how to drive, I swear. I don't know. I don't understand what's wrong with some people. This guy looks like he's high as a kite. Probably is. Who knows? Not that there's anything wrong with that. Just I have a problem with people being high when they're driving, for sure. In general, not really a big deal. I don't know what this guy's doing here. Oh, man, come on now. Yeah, by all means, please, get out of my way, budget truck. Brains on a budget, probably. I don't know. Okay, he's gonna let me go by. Alright, good deal. Thank you. Let's kill that. I like to roll the windows down when I back up into the shop here. It's just better, in my opinion. It's easier to lean my head out the window and look, to line everything up. Since this truck does not have a backup camera. Could I put one in? Yeah, probably. Am I going to? Probably not. And there we go. We made it. Whew, made it home safe. Time to go take a little siesta, eat some lunch, feed the animals, and then go back out and take care of Mercer Crossing the bed cleanouts over there, whatever needs to be done. So, hope y'all enjoyed this day of following me around, and thank you for watching. Have a good one. And stay safe out there. Stay hydrated.